Finishing up some late breakfast. The title says, You Could Never Fill My Shoes. The reason why somebody could never, another female particularly, no matter who they think they is, what they doing, what they think they trying to do, whatever they think they got, they don't got, I don't know. Because it's weird at this point. You could never fill my shoes because, for one, being born into a world where, you know, you didn't know at this time, but later you find out that, your mother was on drugs for whatever reason, how she ended up on drugs, doing drugs, including even possibly selling her body. This was what's being told to you as you got older. So that's one reason why you could never fill my shoes. Two is because that same mother that I later lost in 91, her doing drugs, her living in the Bronx, New York, because she moved there, ran near, escaped to go there, whatever how you want to say it. She ends up there. God knows who the father is. Basically, he's a sperm donor, like I've always been saying since whenever. That's another reason. I ain't even about to be going one, two, three, because it could go on and on. Because you could never fill my shoes, no matter what you think you doing or what you trying to do, what you trying to prove, whatever. Then from me being born, my mom giving me up to basically the state or whatever where I was born at, because I was born in the Bronx hospital, whatever hospital it was in the Bronx. Because that's the funny thing, like, I don't have no baby pictures, no, like, I got a birth certificate, but it's not the original birth certificate. So you know how when you have a baby, because I don't have a baby, but I'm just saying in general, when you have a child and then you do the footprint thing and all of that. So yeah, that's another thing. And then my mom, her sister that raised me, she showed me this paper some years back, a couple years, few years before COVID had happened. She showed me this paper of like, um, basically that because of my mom and the state of how she was and what whatever and stuff, she had drugs in her system. So I guess my mom that raised me, she had some kind of paper that showed like me being born with drugs in my system. So that's another reason you can never fill my shoes. You can never be me. You can whatever you think you're gonna do, just be yourself. That's what all I want people, whoever, be yourself. Don't try to imitate or fill the shoes of somebody else, because you're not gonna be able to do it, because you ain't gonna be able to handle it. It's too much. Everybody's story is meant to be different for a reason, because you come in this world differently. You come in this world at different times. You come in this world with different things. Nobody's meant to be the same unless unless you're a twin or something like that. But obviously, I know I didn't come out, from what I know, I didn't come out as a twin. I know I came out and I had other siblings from my birth mother, but being a twin, I am not. So basically, being born to be put into a foster home, not being able to be with the parents that made me, because who knows, like I said, God knows who my father is, but him not being near, basically. And then my mom, she, going through and dealing with what she's dealing with, so she can't take care of me. So I guess like before I was born, she decided to sign, like, she decided to give me to her sister, which is the woman who raised me. So she had to, I don't know how that process went. So that's another reason you can't fill my shoes. Um, So me being in the foster care, I don't know how many homes I was in. I don't know if I was just in one home until I came to live with my mom's sister or not. I don't know. I really don't know all of that. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't know because I know it's a lot of stuff I don't know from that period, from that time, like from me being born until up until I came to stay with my mom's sister. I don't really know because it's like people don't want to tell me shit. They want to be like hush hush on shit. They don't want to tell me why my mom went up there. They don't want to tell me none of that. So it's just like it's really weird. Um. So yeah, then being born with all these elements, ailments, ailments from being born with cerebral palsy from the knees down or the lower the under the knees to the feet down, whatever, because being born basically walking on my tip of toes until I had my operation where they fixed the Achilles heel in both of my legs. So that's another reason why you can't never feel my shoes. Having ear infections all the time when I was little, being the kind of child that was very smart but very I feel very catered. I felt like I guess I was very catered to, very I guess want to say nurtured in a way because they tried to make sure I was happy and stuff, and I wasn't without. So I felt like because of that, it caused people to have I don't know, felt like they needed to be, excuse me, upset with me, or I don't know, because I feel like it made my mom's other children feel some type of way for whatever reason that clearly don't got nothing to do with me. That's what they need to take up with their mother that raised me. It don't got nothing to do with me. But anyways, I think they felt some kind of way about that, low key. They not gonna really admit that to me, but or maybe they have low key. They have kind of said things over the years, but it's never that I was trying to take nobody place or nobody spot or any. I've never felt like I tried to do that. I didn't ask to be put in the predicament of what I had to go through, so that's neither here or there, and that's whatever. Um, and then like still growing up, not knowing who my mother is until I was 7. So all that time I'm going through having cerebral palsy in my legs, walking on my tippy toes until I got my operation, having ear infections all the time. Didn't even know then that I was gonna be diagnosed with HIV. So that was dormant all that time, supposedly. Um, what else? Just being a picky eater. I ate food, but I like to eat certain things that I like to eat. Like when I was little, I used to like to eat raisins and donuts all the time. Those was my go-to, and hot dogs, cut up hot dogs. Um, yeah, they try to make sure I have all the things I need, but I feel like it was a reason because of that um I still don't really know until this day, like, cause nobody don't be wanting to. They be half ish wanting to talk about stuff, which I don't understand that. Um, I just think that's kind of stupid. And every time I try to talk about stuff, they'll talk about it, but then they start like trying to like um wanting to not want to get out of talking about it. So yeah. I mean, I did have things, that I needed, I guess, and things that I wanted or whatever. But I feel like it was a reason because of that. Like it wasn't just because they wanted to do that. I feel like it was a reason. Um, yeah, growing up. Then when I was 7, 91, finding out that my mom that raised me was actually not my biological mom, finding out that she was my mom's sister. 91, finding out she passed away because we was watching it on the TV, the old ass TVs that they had back in the day, watching the news and seeing it pop up on the news that there was like a really bad apartment fire in the Bronx, New York, and she happened to be living in that building. So not only did she pass away, but whoever else was living in there, I think it was like the man that owned the building or something like that, and some other people who, like, because it was like back in the 90s, in the 80s and 90s, it was like a lot of people living, I believe, in like abandoned properties and stuff. So yeah. Um, So that found that out 91, but the whole time I'm here, I'm living with her sister because she had already adopted me by that point. And when I was going through all these elements and stuff, um, clearly I was going to strong because I had been going to strong probably since I came here. Um, because I kind of remember when I was going through the thing with my I remember have to like after I got the operation, I remember I had to wear braces all the time for my legs for them to like straighten out my feet. So I had to have those on for I don't know if it was the whole day or like majority of the day, and then I could take them off or whatever. And then I believe I had the chicken pox. I had the chicken pox, and then as I got older, I had the shingles. And I think that was kind of, we didn't know. I don't think my mom that raised me or I didn't know, but my premonition of me knowing that something was gonna happen to me was when I was in number 30 school on Oldest Street, and I was in the fourth or fifth grade. But this was towards the end of the school year. We was watching the documentary about Ryan White, the young boy who ended up contracting HIV also, um, because he had to get like a blood transfusion or something like that. Um, and I don't know, I was very emotional when we was watching that, and also I just kind of had like a premonition that I don't know, something, it was just kind of like clicking because I was emotional, but then I was like, I think at that time I was like praying to God that that wasn't me, or like thanking God that that wasn't me. At the time I was, but little did I know that was my confirmation that I was gonna be going through what I was gonna go through, and I didn't know it yet. Cause like I think right after that, that's when I ended up finding out. Um, because I had got so sick that I ended up getting pneumonia, and I had got thrash in my mouth. And when I showed it to my mom, she didn't know what it was. I think she kind of did, but she just was like, we need to go to the hospital anyway. So when we end up scheduling an appointment to go to the hospital, that's when I found out that day that that's what was going on, and that changed my life forever. Um, That's why I know I didn't do a lot of the things that I like normal kids didn't do, because I just didn't feel like, excuse me, I didn't want to be judged or whatever. Because people are very even kids and young adults, they very I don't think they be, sometimes they don't do it on purpose, and sometimes they do because they just don't understand and they can't relate. So they feel like it's better to make fun of somebody or pick on them because they don't look like them, or they not, yeah, they don't look like them. They not doing the same things as them. So they feel like it's easier to like be, to pick on that person, to try to bully somebody or whatever like that. So, yep, once I found out, I think I was okay. So maybe, I don't know if it was before that or maybe after that happened. I was out of school for like a week because I don't know. I just was out of school for a week, and but prior to that, I had got my tonsils out too. But that was before that. Yeah, I had had my tonsils taken out so because they was getting inflammatory, where it was like it was hurting and I couldn't swallow and stuff, and then it was affecting my breathing. I think because I don't know if I used to snore a lot or sleep. I don't know. For some reason, I had to. Anyway, I had to get them out. But that was prior to me finding out about that. So, mm, yeah, after they found out what was going on with me, I believe that was when I was out of school for a week. And I had Make a Wish Foundation, and they end up getting in contact with me. And that is how I got the computer that I had at the time when I was younger. I had got a desktop computer. They had gave me a whole desktop computer. I don't know if it was brand new or not, but they gave me a desktop computer. They gave me a desk. I had a desk, and we had I believe, did I put it together? I don't know. I think I might have put it together. I helped my mom put it together or something like that. Cause I used to like doing that kind of stuff. So I still do. Um, yep. So I had the choice to even meet a celebrity back then when I got to meet cuz I had ended up going to Camp Good Days also. That was here in Rochester. That still goes on now. Like they got camp for kids with different diagnoses and stuff. They have camp for them. And that was very fun. Like I used to have, see, that's why people don't, people try to make fun of stuff, but you just don't have no clue. You don't understand. Um, and that's why I feel like people think it's okay to laugh at the fact that I lost all my stuff or whatever, but you don't know all the sentimental values and memories that I had from that stuff that may not mean nothing to you, but it meant something to me. Um, yeah. So where I was at, I had the opportunity to meet a celebrity when Make a Wish Foundation came. Well, the people from Make a Wish Foundation came to meet with me because I don't know, maybe they kind of was thinking that I wasn't gonna make it. Because like when we found out, like I said, I had pneumonia. So at that time, my viral load was like it was very low. And back at that time, I was very small and thin. So yeah, they had me meet with Make a Wish Foundation. Yep, I had the choice to meet a celebrity, but I didn't want to meet no celebrity. I don't know. I don't know if I had probably people I was thinking of meeting, but I felt like I'd rather have the computer because it would last longer. So that's why I had got the computer, and and they was sending my homework home from school because I was out of school for a week or whatever. And I think so that was like the fourth or fifth grade because I remember between whatever year that was, my teacher at the time, Mr. Mason, he was going through stuff himself too. Like I remember when he came in class, well, he told us like he didn't want us to be. I feel like he didn't want us to be scared of him or ask him why he was doing that in class. But he had diabetes, and he was such a good teacher. I really liked him. He was so nice. I have no clue where he's at now, but him and Mr. Delario, those was like and Miss Pabon. Those was my favorite teachers from 30 school. Um, they all was like I get them. They was like that was back then. Teachers was the best. Like they wasn't on no kind of weird other stuff that some teachers be doing today. They need to take some lessons from them because those were some really good teachers I had. Like, and they didn't even know what was going on with me, but they never they never treated me no different. They was very good teachers. Like I respected them. So yeah, yeah, I had the opportunity to meet a celebrity when I had got when Make a Wish came, but I didn't want. I don't know. I think the one celebrity I did wanted to meet back then, because I used to watch ice skating all the time, especially when I was younger. It was Oksana Bayur. I had wanted to meet her because she was the ice skater, and I loved watching her when she was on TV. So I think that's who I had wanted to meet. That was one of the people I think I might have wanted to meet, but I ended up choosing to get the laptop. I ended up choosing to get the computer. Yep. And then from there, um, yep, I just had to take the medicine at the time that I was told to take or whatever. I had to take the medicine. So obviously, I was taking way more when I first found out than I am now. I went through all my schooling, the rest of my schooling. So basically, I graduated from 30 school, which was third through sixth grade, cause we moved a lot, not a lot, but we moved um, kind of often, or like, cause my mom rented houses or places. So when I graduated from 30 school, we was living somewhere. So I actually finished out my schooling there, and I ended up meeting a childhood friend from there, like two different people that was like childhood friends, and like yeah. So at 30 school, I did third through sixth grade. Then I went on to middle school at Freddie Thomas, and I did seventh through eighth. And then after graduating from Freddie Thomas, I went to School of the Arts, and I did ninth through 12th. And I didn't really do nothing extra when I got into high school. I mean, we don't have Bow Wow come to our school. We had Tay Diggs used to go to School of the Arts, but I don't know if he actually went to that location because I think School of the Arts used to be somewhere else before it moved to where it's at now. We had Bow Wow come to our school. We had the actor guy that was on the New York show, the cop show. He came near. It was a couple people celebrities that came there, I think, or it might have been somebody else too, that came to our school. Well, came to School of Arts while I was there from 9th through 12. So 9th through 12 was really good. It went by smoothly. I just was like, I really, I didn't really, I ain't gonna lie, but I didn't want to be in school. But I went. Sometimes I would be not skipping school. I might have skipped class like one or two times, but I wasn't big at doing that. I would go to my classes even though I didn't want to be there. Um, what else? Um, yeah, all my schooling, but basically all my years of school was like, it was a breeze. It was like some of the best years. So I'm glad I went to school when I went to school, cause yeah, it was kind of like a piece of cake. So yep. And I did have all of my awards from preschool all the way up to high school, but at one time I did have that, but I don't have it now. But you know, I gotta live with that. Um, I always could get another copy of my high school diploma because I already went online looking and I found out how to do that. So I can get another copy. It won't be the original high school diploma, but I can get another copy of my diploma, my high school diploma. I graduated with regular high school. It wasn't no extra, stuff or whatever. Shit, I was just glad to be graduating. That's all I cared about was graduating. I ain't need all that extra stuff. Shit. Excuse me. What else? Um, I got my driver's license a couple years after high school. I had my work permit through high school. I had my work permit through high school. I got my driver's license after high school. I say like, where the hell does fly come from? Ooh. Um, let me see. I think I got my driver's license like 2 years after high school. Yeah, and all this time when I'm in middle school, high school, all this time through elementary, middle, and high school. My mom had already been passed on since '91. I was living with her sister because she adopted me. I didn't never knew at the time who my father was. I still don't know. It was a man that came into the picture, I believe, after I was done with school. So I had to be I think I was out of high school. And I ended up meeting this man that's supposed to be my father, but we ain't never get no DNA test because he ain't want to help me pay for it or nothing. So, um, I don't know if he is my father or not, but I really don't feel like he is, even though like my mom's sisters, the one that know of him, they say he look like me or whatever, this, that, and the third. But that don't mean nothing to me. Like I want an actual DNA test. I still want an actual DNA test. But we stopped talking back in 2014. So I have not talked to that man since then. Cause he was being real disrespectful with his mouth and how he come out and say stuff like thinking he could just talk to me like he knew me all my life and stuff. And I wasn't with that, so I spazzed on him. I had let him know what it was. Basically, that's what spaz mean. Letting somebody know what it is, checking them. So yeah, cause it's like you're not gonna throw nothing up in my face, and you ain't been there all my life just because you done gave me a little bit of money or whatever. That ain't nothing. Like I still, just because you doing a little bit of something don't mean you got all of this like authority or whatever, or all this position. So yeah, so we bumped heads, and then I just I stopped talking to him. Like I don't need you to y'all see that fly in the background being a nosy ass. Um yeah, so we basically I cut off talking to him in 2014 because I'm like, I done made it this far, and I'm living on my own. You come into my life after I'm basically done with school and all that stuff. You come out of nowhere, and because supposedly he was in the middle of some stuff for his own going on, so that's why I didn't see him all that time. But it's like, you know you gotta take, how they be say, you gotta crawl before you could walk. That's how I feel like the relationship was supposed to go. But he just came in on this big old, like big old, high horse type shit, and just thought that everything was just gonna always be all Gucci, and it wasn't gonna be like that. Like, cause you ain't raising me, so like you ain't gonna have that. You might have a little pull because I want to try to have a relationship with you, but you coming off certain ways is, I ain't gonna be allowing that shit. Cause plus, while I was being raised by my mom's sister, I experienced, had to go through a lot of, you know people putting their hands on men, putting their hands on women, and I didn't like that. That used to make me really get mad and upset. So, and I would like, you know, get crazy because I've never, even if I knew that a man is not supposed to put their hands on a woman. Like as far as like literally trying to hurt them, they not supposed to do that. I knew that, even though nobody was like, no, my mom was teaching me. I don't want to say she wasn't, but I don't know. I knew that it wasn't right. That's what I'm gonna say. I knew it wasn't right. So I didn't really like that. I didn't care for it or nothing. So I would used to get upset, and then I used to be like yelling sometimes, and I'd be wanting to help my mom, but I never would jump in. But I would want to put it like that, cause I was like a kid then. So yeah, but yeah, so that's why people feel like they could fill my shoes, you're not gonna never fill my shoes. You ain't gonna never be me. So you can do whatever you want to do to try to do what you think you're doing, but clearly you not gonna be me. You ain't gonna be me on your best day. You ain't gonna be me because you cannot ever in your whole life ever be able to fill my shoes. So yeah, I was done with high school and got my high school diploma or whatever. I didn't really. I went to MCC, which is like a college, a community college, but I really didn't want to go to college right away. Like I had wanted to take some time off and then go back to college or whatever. But now that I think about it now, I kind of wish I would have stayed at the community college when I was there and just figured it out. I mean, I can always go back because I'm. It's not like I'm 50, but even if you is 50 years old, you still can always go back to school or college if you want, if you really wanted to. School, I did like 2 years of community college. Then I decided that because my mom wanted me to be a nurse, and I'm like, I don't feel like I should. I don't feel in my heart to be a nurse. I it wasn't resonating with me, so I didn't want to be no nurse. But when she had said that, I thought about how they used to my mom and one of her daughters, her youngest daughter, before me, they both was like in healthcare, so that's why I had decided to get into healthcare because I felt like I related with them, and because of what I've already knew that I was going through or been through, I didn't think it was gonna be an issue with nobody having no problem with that because my intentions was never or has ever been to try to hurt nobody in any kind of way. My intentions was to help because even though I feel like I've been getting help through my life with my health and stuff, I felt like I wanted to, how you say, you know how they say pay it forward. So that's kind of how I felt like about it. I wanted to pay it forward. I knew the state of my health and what I needed to do. I knew about somebody how I don't know. The thing is, I don't feel like how somebody can tell somebody else about themselves like they don't know themselves or they don't know about themselves. If you in tune with yourself, you gonna know. But if you not in tune with yourself, then you're not gonna know. I'm not gonna say everything is gonna be just, checking it off with a crossing your dotting your I's and your T's and all that. But like I said, I knew and I still know that I'm in tune with myself. And I always knew that I was in tune with myself. I knew it's like me like being the type of person that's drinking and then driving. Like I knew that me dealing with what I was dealing with, I know I had to be careful of how I did things or whatever, whatever. So I know I made sure, like, I always, like, but I never had no incidents where, when all the years that I done did healthcare from 2005 until what was that, 2018, 2019, I've never had no incidents where I had got any kind of like major cuts or anything. Or that's why another thing I felt like I didn't want to be a nurse because just the simple fact of the my health or whatever. And then like I felt like being a nurse is a major, it's like under a doctor basically, because it is. And that's a lot of responsibility. That's a lot of responsibility you got to carry on yourself and your body. Being able to give somebody proper care, the administration of the drugs and all of that kind of stuff, along with being compassionate and caring for the patients and treating everybody as their individual self, but at the same time still giving every person that same care, like the same care, not giving one person better care than the other person because of this, that, and the third. No, you treating everybody as their own individual person and still giving them that utmost perfect, I don't want to say perfect, but utmost great care. Yeah. So that's another reason why I didn't feel like I couldn't do it, but I just didn't want that responsibility. I know some people don't just look at it as just the money thing. Some people really do it because they have the passion for it as being a nurse and stuff and all of that. And I feel like that was gonna be me because I had got compliments while I was doing my whole healthcare with my PCA, home health aid, and CNA, I got different times where people like kind of suggested for me to be a nurse, but that wasn't just something. It wasn't in me. I didn't feel like it was me to be a nurse. I wasn't. I don't know. I just it wasn't clicking with me to be a nurse. So I stuck with what I stuck with because I felt like that's where I should be at. I mean, and even though I knew that the money should be more, because with us being under the nurses and we doing more of the direct care than a nurse would do sometimes, especially being in nursing homes or nursing care facilities or assisted living places. We would, my position as where I was used to be at, we do more of the on care, like hands-on care, than the nurses would do. So I most definitely felt like back then should have been getting more money. Like it shouldn't have took what we going through, still going through with this, the remnants of this pandemic. It shouldn't have took that because it's a lot. You being a say you being a CNA, you got like 12 people on your assignment, and out of them 12 people, about 7 of them you got to do majority of the care for them, as far as like getting them in the bed. Well, you getting them prepared for bed, getting them washed up, whatever they routine is with that. You getting them that doing that. You getting them in the bed, um, and you just getting them prepared for bed. Whatever you got to do, the routine to get them in the bed. Because sometimes, out of them 12 and that 7 on that 12, out of them 12 and that 7 on that 12 assignment that got to be getting to bed, all of those people have to be getting to bed with a two assist. A two assist consists of you and another, employee that you working with. Y'all two getting them people in the bed. So imagine you got 7 people out of your 12 on your assignment, and then that other person, they got about 6 or 7 too, or maybe it just depends. Y'all all gotta like get these people in the bed, and then the other, out of them other 12, and that the other 7, not the 7, but out of the rest of those, they're able to like get in the bed by themselves. So you'll be doing the ones that take the 2 people to get the people in the bed. You'll do them first, and do your other people last. But yeah, so that's what I wanted. That's what I ended up doing after I dropped out of high school. Well, not dropped out of high school. What the fuck? After I dropped out of college, because I decided I didn't want to do the college thing, so I only did 2 semesters. And I was like, I'm done with this. I want to work. So yeah, and then that's when I decided to do the healthcare, because I knew that my mom was doing it already. She had priorly did her CNA and all that. And my sister, my mom's daughter, she was doing a lot of healthcare stuff. Well, her daughter and then my sister too. So I seen all of them doing that kind of stuff. So they drew me to that. I feel like, and it was I from me seeing them do that. That's what I wanted to do. So yeah, that's how I end up getting into the healthcare. And you always get the good recognition when you like when because for me, my experiences, like I will always have people giving me good compliments or whatever, but it's like the people that need to hear it, that know that I'm doing what I need to do, they never was there to hear it majority of the time. So I think I always used to get like the image or the portray that I don't know, that I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do or whatever. I don't know, I just felt like that's what it was sometimes. But I kind of, how like I was in school, like I was that way with work too. I talked to people whatever, but I wasn't really like, if I became friends with you, that was extra. Like, and I came across a couple people at the time. During that time, I did like become friends with them, whatever, to a certain extent. but it wasn't like it was needed. Like I didn't like have to have people like I didn't care. I mean I did, but I didn't like I really didn't though. It was just extra to me because I'm like a person like I'm not about to be I'm only gonna do so much to be like trying to like I wouldn't say like I would say like running at not no because I ain't about to run after nobody, but it's trying to make because I don't want nobody to feel like I'm trying to make them be my friend. So it's just like yeah, I feel like more people always been drawn to me. I've never really like been the type of person to be trying to make somebody be my friend or make somebody, you know, deal with me, be around me. Like I never felt like I did that. So yeah. Um yeah. Yeah. And that's basically majority of my employment history so far has been it was working in the healthcare field. I had some other jobs and then like recently is when I started doing the retail jobs, which is crazy because when I was in high school, I used to do mad applications trying to get into retail places. And I never could get into anywhere. I could never get into no retail places. It was only one place I got into when I was a kid or a teenager, and the store was just opening, but that was I only stayed at that job for like a week, and then I end up like I don't want to do this, so I quit. And then yeah, so all of my experience is majority, other than like prior to the retail, I in the healthcare. I did have a warehouse job that I had liked, but that place is not no longer in business. It used to be called Home Trends, and like we would like go down in different aisles and get the people's stuff that they was ordering to package it. But that place is not no longer around, I believe. um and then I used to work for the post office temporarily, like for the holiday season. I did that like one time. um what else? Ugh. mm, I'm trying to think what else. But yeah, majority, a lot of my employment history is healthcare because I chose that. I wanted to do that, and I knew the state of my health because I had it under control, and it's been under control. It's been monitored because if you watch other videos on my channels, I talk about how because I need to do more, but it's just I gotta get in the right energy in the space to want to do them like I'm doing this right now. Because I don't know, something just said come on here and do this video real quick or just speak on stuff. Because like I said, you no other female, no, I don't care how much you try to fill my shoes in whatever capacity you think you're trying to fill my shoes, you can't. So you might want to be like me in some kind of way, but you're never going to be the original. You're not. So yeah. Um, yeah, I have to say I did enjoy my healthcare years. Would I go back now? It's like, I don't know. Because I gave up my CNA 20 last year, because it's 2022. So I believe my CNA expired last July, or it might have been the July before that. But when it expired, it was because the whole pandemic was going on, and then I just felt like because see prior to this whole pandemic and stuff, we used to have to deal with people that had like precautions and stuff. So it's like it's not like I didn't know about stuff. So they would have certain health precautions where you would have to do a certain thing all the time, and that included wearing PPE stuff, gear, and all of that. So now what I do it with the whole pandemic, and I don't know. I just like probably a no. And then I let my CNA go on so long now. But people like, oh, you can go back to do this, and they doing it for free, and I don't know. See, I'm not about to pay no more money again. to get my CNA back, I would not do that. Nope. So I think it probably will be a wrap for me for that. I'd rather do like something with a computer to do for healthcare now, like something with dealing with a computer, using a computer, whatever. But as far as doing any more hands-on care, even though I know I got the compassion and the empathy and stuff to do it, it's probably gonna be a no, because people done did things to sabotage what I was doing, to try to make me out to look like something that I wasn't. And I know that now, because that's why I was going through all of them problems, like towards the enemy, given like prior to COVID. That's why I know I was going through all that stuff, because people was doing shit behind the scenes, saying shit, being spiteful and nasty and and evil and envious and all of that other negative low vibrational stuff, because whatever they felt like they needed to do that because. So yeah. um yeah, so it's cool though, because I just know that I would never take that much energy to do that to nobody else, like, and do it deliberately, because it definitely was done deliberately, because I was sensing it even before I got into tarot and stuff like that, and this whole spiritual journey that I'm taking myself into. I knew things wasn't right. I knew shit wasn't right, because I never had no problem getting no job. Never had no problem. And then, like, even this one nursing home that I done went back to work to, like, 2 times, and then the last time I went there, and they was being like, I just felt the energy like they was being on some funny shit, and they didn't want to hire me. I'm like, y'all one of the low budget nursing homes, and y'all be hiring anybody. Like, people be having messed up backgrounds, criminal stuff on their stuff, and like if it's certain stuff that's not on there, they would hire you or whatever. And then I just like, y'all want to hire me? Like, I don't work with y'all before. Like, what's the problem now? But now I know the reason behind that too. But I'm not about to get on into that. But I know the reason behind that too. Um, yeah, it's just a lot of shit that I done peeped on my own, like without people coming to me telling me stuff. I done sensed the shit. I sensed the bullshit. I sensed the funny shit. I sensed it. But it's cool because I know my character, and I would never ever be trying to go through that much to be trying to mess up somebody's way of making money, because you don't like me, or I done took somebody from you supposedly, or whatever somebody want to try to say it was. Like, I would never go through any kind of lips like that to be doing that to somebody that mess up their way of making money by basically spreading lies, saying whatever, this, that, and the third. Because I know that's what was done. I know that for a fact. But that's why whoever had, took their part to do that, things will take its place for you. Because, I know my heart. I know I did to what I came to do as far as what I was doing. I knew why I was doing it. I wasn't doing it to do anything malicious to anybody. And I chose, when I stepped into getting into healthcare, I knew what it was. I knew what it was for me, and I knew was what I wanted to do, and how far I wanted to go, and all of that. So, and I done came across a lot of clients, patients that I would always have great memories from working in that kind of field and being around those type of people, because I know I put my part, my piece, my impact to help people in whatever big or little way that was. But it never was me trying to, like, because I'm going through something, I'm trying to do anything to anybody else. That was never my. But see, that's how people that claim they gave a fuck about you, that's how they really didn't give a fuck about you, because once you got from around them and you chose not to go back around them, that's when motherfuckers did shit maliciously, and in that way to try to basically fuck up what you had going on, because they don't want you to do what you need to do. But then at the same time, it's okay for them to keep going on and doing whatever they doing and making their way of making the money, and but they, and them not be affected by, what they doing to somebody else. So, yep. Mhm. Yeah, I just know that I know my character, I know my person, I know I'm not perfect, but like I said, I've never did anything to put anybody in no situation where they got to question why I chose to do the kind of work that I chose to do. Because I know why I chose to do the kind of work I did. I didn't do it for anybody else. I did it to help people. So, and if you got a problem with that, that's something that you got to deal with, not me. I don't know what else. Yeah. So, I just know that everything that people try to send my way in a negative way, it's gonna come back to whoever. I don't even gotta do nothing. It's just gonna happen on its own when it's meant to happen. And I just know the same energy, negative energy, ill will, intent that people have sent for me is gonna get just returned right back to you. It's just all on when it's gonna happen. That's all. Whenever it's time for it to come your way, it's gonna come. I ain't gonna have to do nothing. It's just gonna happen on its own. Cause I know how I came to people and talked to people about stuff and express myself to you. Sometimes I express myself to you and you didn't want to talk back. So what the fuck do you expect? Like, I don't get people, but I know how I came off about things, and I know where my heart is, and I know what my part that played in stuff. And yeah, so I just feel bad that people feel like they got to do certain things to try to like get one over on you, like to feel like they doing something to hurt you or outdo you. It's just like, damn, we all trying to get to a better place as far as money and how we live in and stuff like that, and then you just want to purposely mess up somebody's stuff because of how you feel about something, or somebody's not doing what you want them to do, or they not coming back to you like you want on their hands and knees, or I don't know what it is, or it's like a control. I know it's a control thing. I never try to play nobody. It's just like it's only certain shit a person can deal with. When they've been dealing with shit since birth, since they done came out the fucking womb, and slowly, eventually, they learning out all this different stuff. Why on God's green earth do you think that person is gonna be wanting to deal with stuff for so long? Like, even though I know I came out the womb with drugs in my system, that's like the number one promise I made to myself, that I would never ingest any of the drugs that my mom used while I was in her belly. I would never ingest any of that, because I would never want to take myself to that place, because that has to be a very low place, very lower than any place I've have ever been in my whole life. And I don't ever want to be in that place, because I don't care what I've been through, going through, or is going through. I don't want to be in that kind of place, because I don't want people looking at me like that. I don't want to be looked at like that. So And it's getting me a little emotional, but I'm just trying to keep it together because it's really fucked up how people is like, and you be thinking these people really, at one time you be thinking maybe this person can have your best interest at heart, but they really don't, because the whole time, low key, they be looking for the opportunity to fuck shit up for you, to make shit hard for you. When you put yourself out there for them, you let them know what certain shit is, and even if you didn't do it right away at the beginning, you still somehow it came to where they knew what the fuck was going on, and then when they did, they still kept dealing with you. So I don't get it. But soon as you not doing something that they don't fucking like, or you not doing what the fuck they want you to do, then they behind your back doing malicious, devious shit, you know, to basically go against you, to mess up whatever you had going, just like whatever, you know. And I've never been that type of person. Never ever in my whole life. But that's how I know I'm different from whoever I've been dealing with, because I never needed to do that. Now I might come out my mouth and express myself with my words to you when I feel like you trying to, like, you trying to feel like, you are trying to think like you bigger than me or something. Like, I don't care, excuse me, how tall you is, short you is. But one thing I know I am gonna do is stand my ground, because first of all, I don't, I'm not a child no more. I'm not a little kid that you're gonna talk down to or whatever, whatever. And I've been the one pushing out here doing shit, whether I got $10 in my account or $600,000 in my account or $1,000,000 in my account. I'm the one that been pushing out here doing what I need to do, besides getting help here and there. I'm still out here having to do what I gotta do, and by myself, on my own. Whether, even though in the past I might have had relationships with different people, because I only had a relationship with one person, where I lived with that one person, but that ain't gonna happen again no time soon, because the next person I'll be with, it's gonna be way more than anything from the past. So when that do happen, it's gonna happen when it need to happen. I'm not rushing it, but if it comes to be where I end up being with somebody on that level again, it'll be meant to be. Until then, I'm not looking to be rushing to be with nobody, especially not nobody from the past, because that's where it was meant to stay at, because it was meant to stay there. So yep. But I just know my pure intentions of how I come off to people and how I try to be to people. But it's like people always want to switch that shit around and make it to be something else, like, make it like you trying to attack them or whatever. Or I don't know what that, it's kind of like, it's really weird, and just I don't get it, I don't understand it. But I'm glad I've been doing what I've been doing, as far as keeping to myself, and just doing what I need to do, regardless of what I have or don't have. Cause I don't got nothing to prove to nobody. So that's how I feel about it. I don't got nothing to prove to nobody. Long as I know I'm trying to make sure I'm good, then I'm gonna be good, no, regardless. And the money don't mean shit, cause that's just a materialistic item. Money is materialistic. Now you might need it to get through life, and you might need it, to get certain things. Well, you could get certain things, but if you got more of it, you could get more things. But it don't make me, because I didn't come in here with money. I didn't come in the world with money. I came in the world by myself. So yeah, that's how I look at it. Now, if I'm meant to come into more money than I've ever seen, so far, then that's what it'll be, that when it's the time for it to be that. But I know my character. I know I've always been the type of person that want to try to help people, even when I feel like they be trying to shit on me and shit and stuff. I still been the one that want to try to help people, and as big, as little or big as that I can. I'ma say, cause shit, I don't have a whole bunch of money in my in my possession, but um I know I'm not no bad person. So I know my character. Like I said, I know what I've been trying to do, what I've been doing in the past. I mean, or what I have did in the past. Like, I'm not just this fucked up ass person. Including me having to go through the stuff that I've had to go through with my dog. I still know that I'm not no bad person, because ain't nobody perfect. I know what I was going through prior to COVID, as far as my whole financial situation, almost losing my apartment because of different things happening and going on. So I know my character. I know myself. I know that him getting to that situation, it wasn't intentional, because if that's the case, it would have started when I first got him. Like, when I first got him, he would have been going through the things that we was going through just, not too long ago. But that's how I know I'm not who whatever people want to try to put out there or say, or, oh, she did this, she did that, and she don't need to have this dog no more. Like, who are you to say what I need to have and don't have? Like, you ain't been there when I first got him, because that would tell you how I was, or how I've been, or what I've been doing. It's just that I know that it's been people, places, and things in the background that's not on my side, that been going against me. So I know that for a fact. And that's what they gonna have to take up with themselves at the end of the day, because when that comes around back to you and you gotta deal with some shit where you got people questioning your character and your person and stuff, let's see how you take that, and let's see how you deal with that. Because money, again, money don't mean nothing. Money is materialistic. Money is something that you will have in your hand and then it'll be gone, because it has to get spent. No matter where you look at it, it has to get spent. So yeah. But your character, your person, that is forever. Even though people be trying to test you at times, trying to poke the bear and trying to see how far they could take you and test you and shit and stuff, you still know who your person is. So that's all that matters at the end of the day. And I'm gonna leave it on that note and close out this video. So I'll see you later, and hopefully soon I'll come back on here and do another video like this, because I like doing this. I like get this. This is my digital way now of writing in my diary, since my other one got put all on the internet or whatever have you, and read for and seen and read for everybody's eyes to see. But nobody could take the initiative to return that back to me, along with any of my other stuff. But this will be how, and this will be my new way of doing my digital, my diary from now on. Unless it's something that might be a little bit too graphic for social media or for YouTube, then I'll just have to find another way to do that. Maybe I might start another Patreon again or something. But yeah, so I'm gonna close out this video. See you later.